Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken and Ken take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken and Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, their foes can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to the Monday morning edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning post-divisional round show. And wow, what a freaking weekend. Jeez, you've got Denver winning, but oh wait, Bo Nix breaks his foot on the second to last play of the game. And I've watched the video about 100 times and still can't figure out how he broke his foot.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying it was about 6 minutes left in overtime that he broke his ankle.
Yeah, I still can't see it. But
And there's even more fallout from that game because Sean McDermott just got fired this morning.
Yeah, you jumped the gun. I was going to get to that later. But yeah, then the bit this morning out of nowhere, in the aftermath, I was going to do the games first in aftermath, but whatever. It's Monday. I'm still drinking coffee. Yeah, McDermott fired. What the hell? Who saw this one come?
I know
We've heard
Bills fans that were hoping that he gets fired.
I mean, you know, that blew my mind. But wait, it gets better. We're not done yet. We had probably the sloppiest game of the playoffs yesterday with the Texans and the fucking Bats. My God, it was turnover fest. I mean, look at the defenses were good, but that game was just what a mess. I was happy to turn that game off, to be honest with you. Right for the Bears game. And then we had the Seattle game where, of course, the duct tape and bubble gum finally fell off, and the car fell apart, and San Francisco completely disintegrated.
I was gonna say fell apart. That sumbitch spontaneously combust. Holy shit!
There you go, Fred.
It was a missile strike that was called in using a satellite.
And then you have a Bears game, which, oh my God, the NBC, look at the NFL did it right by making that the marquee game of the weekend because it was the marquee game of the weekend. I mean, obviously, three of us on this panel are not happy with the final outcome of the game, but my God, what a great game.
That was great.
I mean, that touchdown to tie it. Just, yeah. That's all you can really say about that throw is like, yeah. I mean,
I was watching Ben Johnson's press conference last night. He was making a comment saying, previous week against the Packers, that pass is one thing, but he goes that pass last night that Caleb made, probably top last week. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, when he threw it, I'm like, oh no, that looks like.
Hey, Mike, of course they are. John thing.
Yeah, and since we got Broski, I want to ask, how much heat are you giving DJ Moore for that final pass that turned into an interception?
Well, so, I mean, I don't know what was going on that route. It didn't look like he was fully, invested in running that route. Not sure if he even saw the ball when it was thrown, to tell you the truth, because he didn't even, break for the ball. You know what I mean? But
more to it than that.
But Ken, I'm still talking. Please stop putting me off.
Because you obviously didn't see the press conference where Caleb explained the play.
Okay, but Ken asked me a question, and I was in the middle of answering it, and you just jump in.
Great, because it's my show, and let me just give you the context, so maybe that'll help your answer. So
Ken,
here's
you cut
what
everyone
Caleb-
off every time they talk, like every time.
Here is what Caleb said about the pass: is that he wanted DJ to go underneath, and DJ still went up top, so that there was a breakdown of miscommunication. And so, before we blame DJ, I wanted you to hear what Caleb said, so that may or may not change your answer. But that's what Caleb said: is he wanted him to flatten out, but DJ, for whatever reason, didn't get the message. They had a breakdown of communication, and he still went to climb the up top piece of the route. Sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, you're not. You do it all the time. But anyway, yeah, I heard what that was said, and people are saying, hey, they only needed 20 yards to get in field goal range. Why would you take a shot deep? All this. I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, that's how the offense works. The Bears are going to take their shots downfield. Yeah, I think Caleb was definitely expecting them to flatten out. Something happened on that. I don't know. Like DJ Moore, he wasn't putting something together on that play. But really, to take a step back, I mean, the defense played phenomenal, outstanding, and the offense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. It was one of those things, man. If I have to place the blame on one aspect or one player or one coach, to me, this one's going on Ben Johnson. 2 times in the first half, could have opted for a field goal and taken the 3 points, went for it on 4th, didn't work out. Hey, he lives and dies by it. I get it. First half, I'm old school. I live by the mantra, take the points in the first half. Second half, if you want to start mixing it up, I get it. That's my 2 cents on that.
I can't totally disagree with that, man. I mean, honestly, like I'm of the. I think you take the points. I think the reason he didn't take the points is, well, we've seen this Bears defense most of the year, right? So I get why to start off, maybe you're going for it because you're like, our defense and their offense and their own offense, and I don't know. I go for it, and then maybe also, hey, I don't know if maybe we're kicking it because of the conditions, and a 50-yarder might be, a little much to ask because of the weather and everything else. I kind of get it, but I kind of also agree with Broski on that. Is like, you take the points, and that makes a huge difference in the outcome of this game. But the NFL's changed it over the last 3 or 4 years, thanks to Gambling Dan.
Well, I think what happened there is even like the commentators were saying it. I forgot who the commentators was, but they said how the Rams have a high-powered offense. It kind of makes sense for them to kind of go for these 4th downs. You know what I mean?
Well,
Keep
that's what I
drives
was
alive.
saying. It's early on when you don't, because early on you haven't really seen the defense sustain it. You haven't. You just extended the guy who lost to him twice this year.
Mhm.
Good take there, Dorn. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Then he does kick the field goal later, I think, because he starts. But in fact, they showed faith in the defense as the game went on, right? With some of the stuff that Ben did was showing, okay, I got a little more faith in my defense. So early on, I think it may have been a little, maybe not lack of faith, but more, okay, we don't know if our defense is going to hold, so we'll try to go for the 7. I get that. But I agree with Broski, like, dude, you got to take like that first drive, you got to take the 3. Right?
Yeah.
3. I mean,
yeah, that first quarter, they were on the 21-yard line. I mean, just take the 3, in my opinion. Second quarter, they got down to the 32. They decided to go for it. That's a little more questionable. 49-yard field goal in the weather. I could see that. It's still, honestly, man, I probably would have kicked it, but that one we can debate. Definitely, that one's a little more questionable. First one I just would have taken, but yeah. That being said, man, dude, it's just a tough game because that game was there, man.
I think you guys should have ran Monungai more. Monungai was ripping off some vicious runs, slamming into Rams players.
He ran off some good ones, but then there were the ones where they took him down like.
Oh yeah,
and that was going to be my.
Well, some of those weren't his fault. Like, the Rams players were in the backfield. Like, where else is he going to run? He's got 3 players grabbing him.
I think they had a pretty good mix last night of pass and throw. The Bears did, though. I think their offensive mix was pretty good. There was, like Mike said, a lot of drop passes, but there were drop passes from both teams. I mean, the weather wasn't exactly great for catching, but a lot of good catches were made, and they're on both teams. Because look, you could say the same thing for the Rams. They had some drops yesterday that would have been huge had they completed.
I think Puka had like 3 or 4 catches, but he was throwing the ball like 8 or 9 times to him. Like Colston doing with Colston Loveland with us.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one thing I won't take from the Bears from this game. Their defensive backs played an outstanding game.
Yeah, they played pretty well. Particularly Kyler Gordon and Brisker. They were all over the field. Yeah,
they looked like
tackles.
They looked like the duo of 2 years ago that everyone was like on fire about. Like, wow, look at this duo. They looked like that. They finally showed up to their old form that guys like me, Broski, Dan, Bears fans have been waiting for. That defense that showed up last night, and look at this Bears defense when when Gordon's in it, is a completely different defense than when he's not. I mean, it's night and day, literally. And we saw those 2 guys play like we haven't seen them play together in a long time. Which, look, at this season, I have no regrets. I can look at why we lost last night and try to blame whoever. It doesn't matter to me in that regard. First off, we weren't even supposed to be here. What a great year. No one expected us to make the playoffs, let alone win the division, let alone win a playoff game. And then to take this game into OT like we did, the grit, the fight, the improvement, and this team is still getting better. That's the core of this team is still getting better. So I'm looking towards the future as well. When things are looking up in Chicago for this team.
Yeah,
Last night, we did debate, whether we go for it on 4th down. And I kind of agree with Broski. We can debate on the final throw of that interception where Caleb, I get what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
I understand what he was trying to do. The communication wasn't there for whatever reason. Okay, that's something they got to work on in the offseason. Also, Caleb, though, can work on some things too. Like, dude, look, maybe, like you had that. I understand he had time. So, maybe go to a safer option next time instead of taking, risking the biscuit in the playoff. And look he learned a hard playoff lesson, right? So, I mean, there's a positive to take away from that negative as well. And then you look at some of the other amazing plays, though, that they made in this run. It's just, that touchdown pass to Cole Kmet yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You guys are like cockroaches. You don't die. It's
freaking ridiculous.
And
pull that throw out of nowhere. I was like, man, okay, Caleb has nowhere to run. You got 2 Rams pass rushers in his face, running him all the way back to 20 yards. And then he just throws that. I was like, Jesus.
And that was kind of like going to be my part 2 on why I kind of put this game on Ben Johnson, because, when it's 3rd and 1 and they go for it and they run a vanilla run play, fine. You need 1 yard. 4th down, then it's 4th and 1. You run another vanilla run play. The problem the Bears were having is they couldn't really run to the left much because really they were starting a 300-pound left tackle in Joe Tootie, who played very respectable as far as especially pass blocking. For him, they missed the big 6'7", 340-pound mauler, and Benedict or Trapillo that they would have out there. McFadden filled in, played respectable at left guard, and he really did. But it was more or less like not having that bookend. They really couldn't just come down and road grade people, so they had to run to the right a lot. So I was hoping Ben, on these 3rd ones, 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, 3rd 2, there were a couple times where it was 3rd short. That's the time you take a shot deep if you're going for it on 4th down. Then you know what I mean. So he didn't really do that. It was kind of, I just I thought he could have done a better job on like the third and short plays where he was going, then knowing he was going to go for it on fourth down is
Well,
what
in
I'm
the
getting
second
at.
half, though, they started going to the left more on some of those plays because like they completely caught the Rams off guard a couple times by going left. But more to the point, why did we, in a weird way? I mean, Broski, you're right. Everyone who played on the line did well yesterday, right? Which
Yeah.
it's great. I know we got a good backup now at left guard,
Sure.
but why we didn't go with Theo Benedict at left tackle when he did a great job during the regular season is still like where I scratch my head a little bit because you could have, I mean, I would have gone, I would have thought they would have gone with Theo Benedict at left tackle and left Tooney where he was. For whatever reason, maybe Theo wasn't 100%, and that's why, right? Like he was good to go for the game, but he wasn't going to be 100%, and they want to risk it. Okay, I would understand. I can kind of maybe understand that, but I feel more comfortable on depth for this O line right now. I mean, I think there's a certain player that we both know that you don't like that will be gone at the end of the year. I think his rookie contract might be up. Maybe he has one more year left.
No, he's up. He's up.
Yeah, so he may be gone. But I feel more comfortable now with the depth on the left side of the football. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's always a chess game of what play calls going to work and what doesn't. When it works, we tend to forget that it worked. When it doesn't, we never forget it does.
I'm kind of. Oh, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, but I want to take this time to fucking talk about Stafford's throw there to set up that kick in overtime.
Yeah.
That's the quintessential Stafford doing Stafford things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stafford did not have a great game. I mean, the Bears defense did a number on him, but he came through in the clutch. And actually, you know, and Adams, who was we kept quiet the whole game. You know, when it was time, he was there. You know, it's look, this will always be one of those games where Bears fans will go, you know, if we had played it safer instead of trying to go to DJ, you know, for the kill shot, so to speak, you know, maybe the Bears win this game. Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
I think the Rams did a good job though, taking Loveland away from the game. You know, I guess they watched the game tape against Green Bay and watched how Loveland got open a lot. You know what I mean? It was schemed open a lot. So like they basically put a lot of protection towards his side, and Loveland had a relatively quiet night.
Yeah, he did. Komet had the big catch. I mean, Loveland had a couple catches. He had a couple other that would have been. He would have had a pretty good night, though, Isaac. I don't know if you call it a big night had he made some of the catches he dropped.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, kind of going back to what you were saying, like, yeah, I mean, I'm still in agreement with that. Like, I would have started Benedict. I mean, they had that pass play. They ran that pass to him, so I'm assuming he was healthy if he can run a route.
Yeah.
But you know, and you would have been like, hey, Tooney, or you know, you got to make sure you help Chip, you know, on whoever Benedict's blocking and whatever defensive front they show, you know, or you bring a tight end over and have a tight end help out too. Because you needed to have that road grader in there on the left side to kind of, you know, keep the Rams defense guessing a little more, in my opinion. But as far as going back to that pass to Moore at the end, the interception, it's like, you know, part of the reason why things are going to be open over the middle, like the intermediate stuff, you know, that people are like complaining, oh, they should have like dinked and dunked it and just got 20 yards. Part of the reason why that stuff is open is because the Bears constantly threaten you downfield. So if there was no downfield threat, it's not going to, you know, that stuff's going to get clogged up underneath easier. So like, honestly, I don't really have a problem with that play call. It's kind of what the Bears do. It's unfortunate that there was a miscommunication.
Who was the guy that there was when he threw that ball? I seen someone that was like wide open right down the middle.
I don't know who he had in the underneath, but I mean, he had. That's the one thing, Dan, where I'm like, on that one play specifically, because he had time. Like he had time back there. Like he looked very relaxed with it. He didn't hurry the ball out. I'm like, dude, take the extra second. He was locked in on DJ for whatever reason. I was like, why didn't he scan the middle? Normally, I'm like, okay, especially when he's moving, it's hard. But in this case, he was in the pocket, very calm, scanning the field. I think look, part of it I think is this though. Part of it I think Caleb has the confidence that he can make whatever throw, that he threw it, and he thought DJ would flatten out. And that's the miscommunication part. Had DJ flatten out and he makes the catch, it's brilliant, right? And it's just normal bear shit. But he doesn't do that, and he doesn't go to the guy. I can't remember who was in the middle. If it was Manon guy had snuck out, or if it was the tight end. But I mean, that was a safe play, and I think that's where Caleb had to learn in the playoffs and overtime. Dude, take the safe play. Like there was nothing wrong with going 15 yards down the field and letting Santos kick you a field goal and put you into the next round.
I think it was Smite that was in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was him. But you know what I'm interested in? You know, we talked about that third down, you know, the fail and the third down and all that. I'm kind of interested in why Ben Johnson didn't run those hook and ladder plays like that. Always gets a chunky yards and misdirects the defense. You know what I mean? Like
no trick plays.
Yeah. Those hook and ladder plays really like gut up a defense because you don't know which way that hook and ladder recipient is going to run, you know? It looks like a run down the middle, but then you pitch it forth, back to whichever player's back there, you know, most likely Manungai, and just run towards your right, which is you guys had success in, you know, as more opposed to the left.
I was very surprised by the lack of trick play by Chicago. I mean, yeah, no hook and ladder, no double reverse, no stumble fumble, no. But you know what? This Bears team, I think in one way, Ben thinks I don't need. He does so much misdirection with movement to begin with. I just don't know if he thinks he has to run the trick plays.
I wonder if it was that he respected the Rams' defensive line so much that a lot of these trick plays take time to develop, and with that line, you might not have that time.
I think that's a valid argument, Ken. There might be something to that, and not just that, but also they do so much misdirection with movement, anyways.
He and LaFleur might butt heads a lot, but now seeing him as a head coach, they kind of coach relatively similar schemish wise.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, like that game last night, for as great as it was, gets overshadowed now with the Bills out of nowhere saying, "Hey, guess what? We need a head coach."
By the way, how beautiful is that one-handed catch by Boot?
Oh yeah,
man, that one-handed catch was like amazing.
DJ Moore had a nice.
DJ Moore had a nice. Boot from the Patriots when he caught that.
In the end zone.
Yeah, one-handed touchdown.
Yeah, that was a great catch in that Patriots game. But like, I'm really shocked that the Bills fired McDermott.
I figured if they were firing anyone, it was going to be the general manager. Because we've talked about how depleted the Bills roster is at certain positions, and this has been positions of need for a couple of years for them, and it still hasn't been addressed. And the word out around the Buffalo region is that the owner absolutely loved McDermott. That's why I was completely floored when this happened.
I mean, hey, he was the coach for 9 years. They're in the playoffs almost every single season, and they couldn't get over the top. I mean, how many chances do you want to give the guy?
No. I understand it. It's just to me, it kind of came out of left field. Granted, we heard a little bit of rumblings about it, but at least in my area, the Buffalo market there, that a lot of fans absolutely love him.
You know what I think it is, and a lot of coaches got fired like this. The coaches that are even likable and, you know what I mean, are favorable like towards the owners, is that they have that morning meeting, right after the loss, and you talk to the owner. You know, it's a one-on-one type of conversation. And if the owner does not like some of the things that you're saying after that meeting, you know, despite, you know, feeling emotions, sad about the loss and everything, he might not retain you. And I think that's what just happened here.
I'll tell you what, though, there are Packer fans out there this morning go, you know, we just extended LaFleur, and there are Packer fans who, one of which sit in this show, who during the season like, man, he might have to go. and you just extended him, and the Bills just fired McDermott, there probably are some Packer fans out there going, how the hell are we keeping LaFleur when they just fired McDermott?
I can tell you what my exact thought process was with the two top head coaches already gone, that Buffalo's going to be in a desperate need and they are now behind the 8 ball. Man, if you needed a franchise head coach, I'd sell one to you real expensive.
I think most Packer fans are in the same boat as in, coaching up this team, right? Like if we add in a new mind or whatever that runs the whole show, you change up a lot of things, and then it's a lot of learning to do. I think these players have been, groomed towards LaFleur's system, understand the nuances and everything. So there's no really need to change the whole culture.
Is Buffalo a place Hafley might go to, though?
It could be but everything from what I'm hearing, he's going to end up with the Miami job.
Mm-hmm.
He's the front runner there. Granted, he has had a second interview with pretty much every team that still has an opening, minus Buffalo since it just happened. But it seems like Miami's hot for Hafley.
I guess my other question here real quick is McDermott the last coach to get fired this year? Or is there yet another firing or two?
No, I think he's the final one.
Yeah.
I don't think
there's been so many that have been fired.
Yeah, I don't think you get rid of anybody in the NFC or AFC championship.
You got some big coaches who got fired this year, man. It's like it's crazy. And Bear Down Mike says Dable the Buffalo reunite with Allen. We thought actually on this show, a few of us have said we thought Dable might go back to be the OC back in Buffalo. And I thought that would have fixed their offensive issues.
As the OC, yes. As the head coach, absolutely not.
No. Crazy. Now I think what Bieniemy has an interview. That's the only Bears coach I've seen so far.
If
I
am Buffalo, I am doing absolutely everything I can to get Mike McDaniel in the building.
Dude, I was just thinking that.
That offensive mind with Josh Allen and Cook, I think he would do the league a whole lot of damage.
Who's going to be his defensive coordinator if they do that, though?
You're going to have to find a strong candidate for it, because we're most likely going to. I was going to say, if you could get Rex Ryan out of the freaking commentary booth and be your DC, I'd be all freaking over it.
What about Flores?
Well,
you got to
Flores trying to get a head coach position.
No, he's a free agent. It's just a money thing. You just got to pay him.
I still think that if he's going to be a DC, he's probably just going to go back with the Vikings.
Well, he can't be a head coach till his litigation's done, or he decides to cancel it. So if he's not going to cancel his litigation, if you're the Bills, if you get McDaniel because you want his offensive mind, and then you say, hey, blank, almost basically you'd have to say blank check or use my DC, dude. I mean, Buffalo at that point, it's just a matter of getting personnel.
There ain't no way in hell I would wish Mike McCarthy on Buffalo. Pittsburgh. All right, now go.
No. That's true. Someone's saying Pittsburgh. The Brian Flores to Steelers rumors are heating up right now.
Our Rooney rule. The Rooney rule.
The Steelers want to hire Flores as their next head coach. Flores is only 44 years old. And you can. Just because he has pending litigation doesn't mean you can't hire him.
If I'm not coaching, he's got to drop the litigation to get hired.
No, you don't.
After hearing
legally, there's nothing that says you have to. I mean, to me, what it does, it just makes his case not as formidable, so it makes him less likely to win the case. But he doesn't legally have to drop it to be hired to be a head coach.
After this news, I would jump on, the Bills. Like, if I was a coaching candidate, be like, hey, man, the fucking coach Josh Allen, I'm on my way.
That automatically became the top place for a head coach to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Josh Allen's there? Yeah.
Yep.
New stadium, Josh Allen. That's attractive.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah, the new stadium. That's right.
You're the brand new coach for the Buffalo Bills in a brand new stadium. You could set some insane legacy there. And I could tell you, if you happen if you happen to win a championship with Buffalo, that is a team that you will live forever. They would talk about that person like they talk about Vince Lombardi in Green Bay.
And you guys got to remember,
Buffalo again for sure.
You guys got to remember too.
Going back and forth really quick, like I agree with you, bros. Yeah, legally there's nothing prohibiting him, but the problem is the second he takes the head coaching job, he just nuked his case. So he just spent the last 3 or 4 years as a DC not looking at jobs because he wanted to pursue this case. So I'm not saying he can't take the head coaching job, but it kind of nukes his case. So it'd have to be it'd have to be a job, and I think the Steelers would fit this bill. It would have to be a job that would be worth nuking his case for, and I think the Steelers' job would be worth that to him.
Absolutely.
But outside of that.
The other thing about the Bills that makes you root for for the underdog team here is they're a small market team. You know what I mean? Like even though they're in New York, doesn't mean they're not a small market team. They are. Which
they're the second smallest market in the NFL.
Yeah, which makes it awesome. You know what I mean? I think what it is the owner got to an impasse. Like, hey, you had no Mahomes, you had no Jackson in the way, anything. You still couldn't get us this far. That sits pretty tight for a owner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who has Caleb Williams crying in the background?
No one.
See, these fucking people. You know what? I just got. Sorry, I don't want to cut everybody off because even though I said Pittsburgh,
he's about to kill people.
Dude, these people on TikTok. These people on TikTok saying, the Packers fans, of course, because Isaac, you in the back chat yesterday, you fucker. anyway. And you tell them that, they say the Bears still suck and all the pretty beautiful song they have. They can go fuck themselves with that.
Thank you.
But and they keep saying the Bears suck. I know. Hey, listen, we haven't been there for a while. Understandable, whatever. And Green Bay's there a lot more. But listen, if the Bears suck, the Packers lost to us twice this year. What does that make you?
Oh, we sucked this year.
And the guy's like, "Oh, it don't matter. Bears still stuck." I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Seriously, shut up.
This is what, Woody. This is what you got to expect after a loss. You know what I mean? You get all the hate that entails with it. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
I understand that, and it was I had like 15 text messages yesterday after that Komet throw. I'm like, dude, I was just like in shock because I was ready to put my boots on and go outside and shovel the fucking snow yesterday. But
that last place schedule helped the Bears beat the Packers.
Who is this guy?
He's a Lions fan.
Wow, okay.
That's Gun Guy. He's a Lions fan.
Yeah, they swept us. Big deal. First round exit last year. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Number 1 seed lost. It's all good though. 0-16. But anyway, but I respect.
It's not all Packer fans.
Yeah, I know. I respect Packers fans and stuff like that. Ken, Isaac, even though you talk shit.
Have to.
But it's friendly. It's friendly when you start getting personal and shit like that. Then there's a line.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But my quick aspect of yesterday's game is and Ken, you were talking about the trick plays and stuff like that. Everybody was slipping all over the fucking place yesterday. If you seen that, so some of those trick plays might have not worked yesterday because of the slipping and stuff like that. And everybody was saying Caleb Williams yesterday throwing 3 interceptions, throwing this and that. Dude, I want to see you. I played in the cold weather too. I am not crying, John. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, dude, even if I had gloves on with heat warmers in it a little bit, it's still hard to grip that ball. And with Stafford and Caleb Williams, the way they whipped that ball yesterday, hey, respect all to you. It was just, Rams had that. They stopped the run, and I believe it was some of the play calling. Those 4th and 1s, those 3rd and 1s. Dude, the Rams have a good interior defensive line. You can't run right up the middle like that. Take Caleb Williams when he went on that QB sneak. He went to the left.
Exactly, Woody.
Yeah, those 4th and 1s. How'd you switch coaches with LaFleur?
So that was the thing, though, gun guys. Like, I was surprised in the playoffs, the lack of turnovers that this defense generated was a little bit surprising in a way. But then again, 4 sacks in the first half was also very surprising in a way. So it's like, because I was thinking yesterday, like, man, we don't have a turnover. We have not generated a turnover in this game. That was like, they had some close calls and they had some opportunities where they almost created a turnover. But, dude, credit to the Rams for not giving us the turnover. I mean, they did a good job. Look at the Bears are a young team. Caleb, this was year 2. Year 1 under Ben Johnson. There's some learning that has to happen. Like we said, no one. When I said at the beginning of the year we're going to be between 6 and 10 and a dark horse for the playoffs, y'all said you're crazy, you're delusional. Yet here we were in a place we weren't supposed to be, in a game that we weren't even supposed to even think about being in, and we took it to overtime. Right?
One thing there was a lot of too.
And did Caleb and the Bears do they have some more learning to do? Unquestionably, yeah, they do. But considering how well they did it with learning on the fly and putting this together, I can't take anything away from this team and what they did. They're going to get better. And that's the thing, is got to be scary for guys like Dorn who are still living in little delusional land about how Caleb's a bust. Dude, you got to face Caleb again next year, and he's still getting better. And we're going to get to a point where, you're going to get to a point where it's going to be undeniable for even guys like Dorn to go, fuck, I really don't want to face Caleb this week. They're still learning.
This is Dorn, though.
Oh, no.
I ain't never going to
I'm going to be very happy Dorn to watch the duels between Caleb and Love going forward, because at least now that you guys are competitive, that this is going to reignite the rivalry. And with having LaFleur here for a couple of years and Ben Johnson there for a couple of years, I expect this shit to get old school, and I am here for every minute of it.
It's like Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Get
over here.
Hey, this comic is my favorite jackwagon. Dude, like, there's a truth to that. Look at Caleb had 6 picks the entire season, and in the last 2 games had 6 picks in the playoffs. Learning curve, right? I don't know if, and you go down to the last play, the last interception he threw. Though on one hand you're happy because he's slinging the ball a little bit, whereas that was our complaint before. We're not taking the shots. Well, now we're taking the shots, and he's gotten some interceptions taking those shots that we've been complaining they don't take. I'm not going to sit there and complain that we're taking the shots or complain that we're not taking them. But Caleb, like with that last one yesterday, had time in the pocket. Something he learned yesterday is I don't have to go for the dagger in the overtime game. I can go for the short, safe play. And Bears fans would have been happy with a field goal that sent us off to the NFC Championship. That was a learning moment for him yesterday and this Bears team.
Win the game.
Yeah, I mean,
I fucking hope so.
Sweeping us this year, dude. How did that work out for you guys there, gun guy?
Hey, one thing that wasn't mentioned throughout the show was the coverage sacks, because there was a lot of coverage sacks last night for both sides of the team, which made it a pretty good defensive football game within the offensive.
Dude, let me tell you,
Isaac, what are coverage sacks? I haven't seen one in Green Bay in a long time.
I know. Yeah, where are they? Yeah.
But
McKinney's the only one that can make that happen.
The two things I took away from yesterday's game. I mean, Brisker stepped up. Obviously, Gordon stepped up. I mean, Dennis Allen had a good game call yesterday. Just couldn't pull it out. And the second thing, Ken, is We covered. You know, it was 3.5. Bears won, baby. Let's go. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm wondering. The big question mark now is this: none of the safeties on this roster are signed. None. And so you've got all 4 of your safeties. You have none signed. You figure at least 2 are going to come back, at least. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who I thought did a great job for the Bears when they picked him up midseason. Well, he's on. He's going to be a free agent. And then the linebacker we picked up, brain fart in the name right now. Yeah, he's going to be a free agent. So the Bears are going to have some decisions to make after exit meetings today. And it's going to be interesting. You're right. That defense, Brisker Gordon looked great. Gardner Johnson looked good. Booker had
here we go.
I just ignored him.
Speaking of that play and that hit was one of the freaking best things I had seen.
Isn't luck and injuries part of the fucking football games? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, man. Come on. I mean, I thought when Caleb was rolling out like that and he was throwing it up, I was like, oh God, this is a Hail Mary fucking from the 30-yard line or 40.
And
who's number one? Who's number one on the Rams? He got ran the fuck over by Monongai.
Yeah, Monongai destroyed him, obliterated him.
There was, that's the thing about that Caleb throw. If you really think about it, 2 years ago, when that play is breaking down like that, and the quarterback's running backwards, every Bears fan's like, "Oh, fuck it, that's the game," right? I mean, honestly, if it was Justin Fields or Mitch Trubisky, and that play is unfolding like it did last night,
it's an interception all day.
As that play is unfolding, if it was any other quarterback we've had in Chicago over the last 10 years, we're like, "Oh, that's game."
Oh yeah.
Now with Caleb, you're like, and he threw a friggin' dime.
I thought that pass was going out of bounds.
Yeah.
I seriously did. I figured, okay, well, there's too much fucking on that. And he ended up throwing a deep pass like Jordan Love does, to where it's going and arcing, and all of a sudden the son of a bitch just drops like a sack of potatoes.
Well, I want to ask the Bears fans on here. Do you think, I know Dunze's injury, foot, they kept, holding him out. Do you think that could have hurt him because that first quarter drop touchdown could have made a difference, because touchdown to a field goal and like that, but that was right in his hands. That was right in his hands.
I don't think a foot injury affects your hand.
No shit, Sherlock. I just mean the injury overall. Fuckhead.
I'm just saying, like,
Smart ass.
Foot injury though. I mean, I don't think that affects. I don't think holding him out for the foot affected his hands. Is what I'm saying though. I mean, he just dropped the ball.
Fucking Captain Obvious.
Well, I mean,
he had hand, foot, and mouth.
Do you think a head cold could affect somebody's hands and feet? Yeah, because you're weak. Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean,
Fuck out of here.
Holding him up for the foot injury, I don't think affected him not making that catch at that point in time. He ran the route fine. He got there. He just didn't make the catch, which happened to more than a few guys. And Woody, you yourself just sat here and told us how hard it is to catch the ball in these conditions. I mean,
in your hands, though? I mean, I can tell up, down, to the left, maybe a little low.
It was there. I mean, I don't know if holding him out, though, I wouldn't say holding him out affected that play in particular. I would probably argue that holding him out for as many games as he did might have affected him in terms of, like, being in the rhythm of the game, running routes.
I was going to say that could have been the rust.
But for that play, like, he was there, the ball was there. I don't think it affected his ability to make that specific catch. But I think in terms of game flow, maybe.
Woody, a second ago, I think you just did the Contra code.
I'm down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Yo, dude, I just got that little game system off of TikTok.
Yeah.
That you have all 40,000 games. Oh, I was contraing up the other day, boy.
You know what's funny? We can turn 90. I mean, if we live to that long, and still remember that code.
You're right about that.
I ain't living till 90 though. I know that. Fuck
I'm
that.
with Woody on this one.
Pull the fucking plug. Nah. Nah,
But I'm just
not
saying, even if we get old as shit, we can still remember that code.
Yep. Oh well. So
Yeah.
none of our teams are in. So and as Isaac said last night in the chat, the Cancun playoffs are on.
All right. Yep.
I was going to say, did
Billy,
you enjoy
good
the
to
spot on
see
the
you.
couch we saved for you?
Yeah, we just beat the Lions, so we got you guys next. That's the championship game in Cancun.
And I was going to say, going back to the Bears secondary, though, so it's like, Jalen Johnson has a big contract. Kyler Gordon has a big contract. Nashawn Wright, free agent, he's gone. He's going to sign somewhere and get paid. Good for that kid. You know what I mean? But it's like we have, like what Ken's been saying, we have 0 safeties under contract next year. I really think Bayard's got some juice left in the tank from what it looks like. So I think their top priority is going to be to sign him. So it's kind of like, Brisker, loved how you played this last game. Where was that the entire season? And it's like, with all this money that's going to be invested in the secondary, there's still holes to fill in the D line and linebacker. It's like, man, I don't know if Brisker is going to. He would have to take a hometown discount and a half in order to stay. I feel.
Yeah, he's not going to get a big mega contract like he would have 2 years ago. But you would look at Brisker's going to be back. He's going to be back. He's just not going to get a huge deal. I don't think he'll get a nice contract, but he's not going to get a massive deal like you would have before the injury. Nashawn Wright, I think they'll try to re-sign him too, to be honest with you. There's some other things going on with this roster right now with injuries where guys are on the IR where you might not see them get activated off the IR, like Deo is one of them. His contract hits for $20 million next year, but if he's on the IR pup, that's $20 million. The Bears kind of free up a big portion of it. So you got restructures that could happen too. The Bears have flexibility. I think the Bears will look to keep those 3 guys, all those guys you talked about, bros. I think Bayard, Brisker, and Nashawn Wright all come back.
Well, you still have Tyreek Stevenson under contract next year, so you'll have him, Jalen Johnson, you'll have Kyler Gordon, Charles Smith will be back from injury, and you're going to lock in Bayard. So my opinion, I don't see how they afford or even can really make a respectable offer that's not completely insulting.
Last year is a rookie deal next year, so he might want an extension before the season starts. That won't affect cap for next year.
He might want, but push comes to shove, he might not get it and he'll have to play. So my thing is this: like they have a lot of money locked up and players under contract in the secondary. Next year, other than safety, top priority is going to be Bayard. After that, I think Brisker, Nashawn, I just don't see them back on the team.
But wait a minute, fellas. If you look at Bears media, you got to save up that money because you're trading for Max Crosby, right?
Right?
Not for a 1st and 3rd round pick. Fuck you and DJ Moore. Let's do it right now.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking no. Hell yeah. Do it.
So just
or get Bly Nichols back.
On restructures alone. The Bears can free up $16 million on a restructure with DJ Moore, almost $10 million on a restructure with Montez Sweat. They've got money they can move around. Edmonds is a big contract next year, but Edmonds is also probably going to start the year on the IR now. So, and look at, Broski, that's one guy you're like, well, he's gone next year. And then he played really well, right? And then he got hurt.
I haven't seen him play really well, honestly.
Well, most Bears fans thought he played really well.
Tremaine Edmonds?
But
he leads a team in tackles.
Nonetheless, he's going to start the year probably on the PUP IR, which frees up that money, which Broski means that by default, in a weird way, he may not come back on this roster. If he starts PUP IR, like Dio, might be a guy who never gets activated off the IR next year. And that way the Bears, he gets paid, the Bears don't eat dead money, and they can move on. It's one of those weird situations where we were kind of both right. He'll be there, but he won't be there. You know what I mean? Dio, who didn't work out.
Oh, we got meteorologists on here now. Fuck.
isn't going to come off the pup. So that's 20 mil the Bears are going to free up. So I think it kind of like it's one of those things that a lot of people thought like dude played well enough to stay in Chicago. But with that contract, like as Broski's mentioned, it's problematic. And then you got guys like Broski just don't like the way he plays. But now he's going to start the year on the pup. That frees up $17 million in cap.
Hey, Ken.
So if you look at stuff they could do like that, Broski, there is money.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like there's only so much you're going to allocate to one like positional group. I feel too. You still have to kind of take that into consideration because if you're good with your starters, like you have Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson on the outside boundary corners, and then you have Kyler Gordon as your starting nickelback, and you have Byard as your starting safety. You have money. Those guys, all four of those under contract, locked up. You know what I mean? After they get Byard signed, right? So it's like, and then you have Charles Smith coming back. Then you have like whoever you draft, like, you know what I mean? Then you have like the Jalen Jones of the world and all that stuff too. So it's like, I just don't know if they're really going to invest much more. What I think they will do, they might spend a high draft pick on a safety, make a second or third rounder on a safety. I could see that.
Oh, I can see that too because I don't think you're re-signing all four. Like Owens isn't coming back probably.
No.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
I mean Owens, but I could see them, giving Brisker a decent contract, and I could see them bringing back basically those three guys we talked about, and then drafting a safety, because they free up money by not bringing like Blackwell back and stuff like that too. So there's some other stuff offensively. They really don't have to do much. You're going to draft offensively. You're going to draft an offensive lineman somewhere for depth. The focus this offseason, I would assume, is going to be primarily on the defensive side of the ball. And they've got 40 players under contract. And the only places they have holes to fill contractually for starters is on the defensive side. And I have a feeling that's what we're going to see a lot of. And I would not be surprised if they even get a couple of these contracts done before the Super Bowl even happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they've been waiting on some of this stuff. Like they'll get a Byard and Brisker deal done super freaking quick. Like I think those happen quick. I think some of the other guys, they'll wait and see. But
the other concern for you guys is not only players, is coordinators. So Al Harris, could be joining another team. A lot of people are like trying to, poach him off, and then, you got Bieniemy, of course, looking for the Chiefs, like a reunion with the Chiefs.
Right.
So you got a couple coordinators, that's what happens when you have a good team, unfortunately. Green Bay is all too familiar with this. All coordinators get poached off.
And on offense, Bears are going to have to address left tackle. To me, that's their top priority, maybe of any position right now, because Trapia's not going to be ready to start the season next year, and I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to. Brax is not under contract anymore next year, and I don't think they're going to feel comfortable enough with Benedict as a starting left tackle. Maybe they do. Maybe they say, "Hey, we're going to coach you up this offseason. We have confidence in you." I'm just saying, Bears picking around like 22, 23. Smells like that could be a left tackle or possibly a stud middle linebacker pick to me.
Benedict might get switched to tight end if the way he catches that fucking ball. My God, dude. That's just nuts.
Hands of concrete.
Yeah. Well, it's cold out. I forgot about that.
Well, here's the funny thing. So last year when we were in this position, Broski and I had all these hypotheses. None of them were right.
About what?
None of them were right. Well, we were right on the position.
A lot of mine were right. I don't know about that.
We were right on tight end. We were wrong on the rest of it.
No. I was saying, and I said this multiple times on multiple shows, the Bears are going to be going
wide receiver in the second round.
Yes, I did. I said they're going to be drafted skill position players with their first couple of picks. Brewski, you're crazy. They don't need that, and that's what they did.
Until free agency, we were talking O-line. Then we made some moves with trades and free agency. Then we started to switch up our tune a little bit. But at this point last year, we were talking O-line, and we can pull the tape on it.
Yeah, pull the tape because I adamantly said tight end, and then you came around to agree with me and said tight end for the first round pick. And then, but I said the whole time, Bears are going to be drafting skilled position players with their first few picks. And it was against everything any Bears fan thought, but that's what they did. They took Colson Loveland and Luther Burden with their first 2 picks. So I don't think I was wrong on that.
Luther was a great pick. I mean, look, at the best pick they had this year was probably Monangai because of what you got in the 7th round.
Jersey.
But Loveland was a phenomenal pick, and Burden, that kid's going to be something else.
The way he stops on a dime and makes his move is fucking amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's funny because we like doing that screenplay to DJ Moore because DJ Moore, the yak for DJ Moore was always DJ Moore is great with yak. When they threw that one screen to Moore yesterday, my son looks over like, why didn't they do that with Luther Burden? He's much better than DJ Moore. And I was like, yeah, he's right. Luther Burden is much better than DJ Moore. If they're going to run that little screen pass, sorry, DJ, you've lost it.
Oh,
it
Ken,
now belongs to Luther.
Your kid didn't like the 1 yard gain on that screen pass? Come on now. Come on, it's always positive yard.
No, but I mean that wasn't the thing. It used to be DJ Moore was the thing. That's why they ran that because DJ Moore's yards after the catch, and that's funny. The last 2 years, DJ Moore's yard after the catch numbers have just been dropping like rocks, and now Luther Burden's that guy. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust for that with the offense next year.
Hey, Broski's saying, "Hey, Woody, I got this." He got the plane tickets for DJ Moore out of the Bears.
Oh yeah.
Fucking A, man. My God. DJ
But
Moore.
hey, since there's only
if they trade DJ Moore, I mean, look at the numbers.
I would.
The cap number for next year is $28.5 million. So it's not a bad number. He's tradable that way. He's under contract through, I want to say 29 or 30. Yeah, through the 29 season. And you got 4 more years of DJ Moore on this contract. If you were going to trade him away, this probably would be the time to do it.
Yep.
Howie Roseman will probably tell you.
It's a match made in heaven. They're going to draft Mendoza, and they're going to want a stud wide receiver for him. Here you go. Take DJ Moore, and you have a couple draft picks. We'll take Max Crosby. Thank you.
You guys are all wrong. Howie Roseman's going to be like, I'll give you a can of soda, and you'll trade DJ Moore.
I'm taking a day off of football today. Bears lost last night because then I have off all day today. You know what time's for it, Ken, right? Double XP, motherfuckers. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, look, the Bears, like the rest of the North, we're going to start. Look, we'll start on the shows, the Bears show specifically, not this show yet. We'll be looking at the off-season moves here shortly. Of course, we still have football left, guys, this year. We still have an AFC and NFC championship game we'll talk about this week, and then we'll have a Super Bowl. But yeah, I mean, dude, crazy game last night. But even crazier that the Bills fired McDermott yesterday. Just that move more than anything what shocked me.
I was going to say, where do you guys think he goes, and do you think it'll be as a head coach?
You've got 30 seconds. I have no clue.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a tomorrow convo.
I have no clue yet.
Green Bay defensive coordinator.
Today, but we want
I'm hoping.
The Bears this year. Hey, Bears, great season. Great ride that none of us expected. NFC North in general, great year. All teams finished with a winning record. This division is going to be fun, but we still got football to play, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll probably talk some AFC, NFC North, or AFC, NFC championship games. We'll talk more about the McDermott firing and see what else happens between now and then, because the NFL likes to give us news during the first couple of days of this week. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your holiday day off, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bear down.
Go, Pack, go.